Hello. I'm just setting up. Hello, we are live on YouTube and TikTok. As always, I'm loving these daily lives. Yesterday, I did post a new podcast episode. If you are starting a business, if you have been in business 10 years, I posted 5 business mind shifts that I share with my clients that I have stepped into over the past 5 years in this business, but really doing my own thing for nearly a decade. So definitely go check that out. That is live on YouTube. But today, we are going to speak about becoming the it girl, having this successful woman era and what it actually means, and a mindset shift. Hello to everyone coming onto YouTube. Hello, everyone on TikTok. We are going to speak about what it actually means into stepping into this, becoming this it girl and becoming this version of you that is attracting all of the opportunities and creating the life of your dreams. And I really want you to get specific. Like, number one, what is the life of your dreams? And if you actually don't know, you don't know how to vocalize it, I do really highly recommend pausing this video now, getting out a piece of paper, getting out your journal and writing, what does that look like? I think a lot of people, the first thing that comes to mind when it's like life of your dreams, it's like money, having a certain amount in a bank account. But what are the experiences? What are the opportunities that you're bringing into your life? And let's speak about that. Let's speak about how you view that and what that means to you and what do you value. Now, going into the juicy part, hello to everyone joining, juicy part of the conversation of becoming the it girl. What does that mean? I correlate this concept that is spoken about on social media. It's nothing new that we're speaking about here, but the way that I want you to actually look at it and actually embody is like, how are you becoming the leader of your life? I think that so many high achieving women who are going to watch this are going to be like, I want to be that it girl. I want to have things happen to me. I want to have that lucky girl mindset, which I actually did a live a couple of days ago. You can go and watch it. It will pair perfectly with this live. But something that I teach inside of my mastermind, and this is kind of like the inspo because I was in my Voxer for my masterminders this morning and I got inspired to speak about this. But something that is important when it comes to having your most successful woman era, becoming that it girl of your life, of everything you create, your business, your career, your relationships, money, all of that is becoming the leader of your life, being able to lead your life. And when you are able to lead your life and lead your decisions and lead your choices, this is what it means for me, and something that I share in my containers of actually being successful. Because being successful, and again, going back to what your dream life is, you're going to probably correlate this with success. And so getting really specific, I've said this in all of my videos, getting really specific on what success is to you. But then this flows back into success really is how you are leading your life. And are you leading it in the way that you want? I think that sometimes I have conversations with high achieving and very ambitious women, but they have a great idea. They have a great vision for this life. And maybe this is where you're currently at, where you have a great vision for your life. You have a great idea. Maybe you did pause the video and write down what success and what your dream life is, but you're actually not leading your life. You're allowing other things, external, internal things, right? We can look at externally what's happening in your environment, in your workplace or your business. Then we can look internally, looking at the programming, our identity, which I'll go into in a second. But it's like understanding, like, am I actually choosing me? Am I actually taking control of who I am and what I'm doing? And in fact, one of my client calls I had this morning, we had this conversation where I've been working with this particular client one-on-one, which, by the way, all the ways to work with me, YouTube, show notes below, on TikTok, Instagram, it's in my link in bio. You can always have a conversation with me as well in my DMs at Just Pinili on Instagram. But one of the conversations that I was having with this client is saying that over the 18 months that her and I have worked together, I've watched her slowly, incrementally become the leader of her life and actually lead her life. I think identifying as a high achieving woman and identifying as someone who's ambitious just isn't good enough. I think it's almost like when you consume content like a podcast or a book, but you take no action, but you still get the dopamine hit from consuming that. That's kind of like what it can be to say that, okay, I am someone who is ambitious. I'm someone that has big dreams. I'm someone that has this vision board that I want to create. And so it's instead stepping into the mindset. I'm going to share with you the particular ways that I share with my clients on how to do this is like, am I leading? Where do I lack leadership in my life? Where do I lack vision and direction in my life? And this falls into leadership. So, three of the phases that I go through with my mastermind, my Woman Mastery Mastermind. So, Woman Mastery means woman mastery. It's all about mastering yourself as a woman through the power of subconscious reprogramming. So, if you are looking to elevate the success and the fulfillment in your relationships, your career, and your wealth, this is the mastermind for you. It's 4 months. The waitlist is open for Q2, and it's a really powerful mastermind with its high touch base, right? High level touch base, which means you don't just get the group mentoring, you also get the one-on-one, which is important to me. And this mastermind, it's my bread and butter. It's everything that I've created in this business, everything that I've learned, everything I've been teaching hundreds of women over the past few years, and the concepts that I'm going to share with you to help you step into this leadership mentality and becoming your own it girl, and not just thinking it's something where you just have to dress really nicely or do makeup a certain way or have certain designer bags or whatever. It's actually like a complete whole shift of who you are. But the mastermind is really for the women. Like, if you are looking to up level and upgrade your life across the board and to create more, like, you're at this point now in your life where you're like, life is good, I'm loving what's kind of falling into place, but I'm ready for this next level. I'm ready for like this next level of success. And I'm ready to tap into that consistently. And you're a savage of going after what you desire. This is a type of women that apply to come into the mastermind, and the women that are like absolute savages going after what they desire, because it's like they feel it in their bones, they feel it in their entire soul. Like, I am ready for this next level. I have business owners in the mastermind, I have career girlies, I have mums in the mastermind, I have women that are studying, I have women that are working out their path of where they want to go, but they're up leveling in their relationships and their wealth. And so, if this is resonating with you and the things that I speak about on this channel, the mastermind is for you, and I highly encourage you to apply. But I'm going to go through exactly the three phases that create woman mastery. So, if you are able to tap into this, if you are able to tap into these three phases, and you are able to actually start integrating them, this is the thing. Leadership is about integration. It is about integrating an identity in a different way. So, phase number one is all about the subconscious reprogramming. And like I said, this is exactly what I teach in the mastermind, and I mentor you on and I coach you through. So, it's about reprogramming the current belief systems that is creating your current reality. Look around you. Think about your life right now. Think about what you're experiencing. If you are not unable, like, your subconscious mind is the captain of the ship, and if you are not able to program exactly where the captain of the ship is driving, you are just going to be on autopilot doing the same thing in and out. So it actually doesn't matter how much personal development you consume. It doesn't matter if you get up at 5 a.m. every day and you have like the best 3 hour routine. It doesn't matter if you are speaking and affirming and all of this. If you aren't actually doing the work to reprogram the belief system that is dictating exactly what you're doing, progress is going to feel like a grind, or you're always going to be in this loop of self-sabotaging your progress. So the first phase that we work through and I teach my mastermind clients is, how do I reprogram my subconscious mind? How do I dissolve those limiting beliefs that are keeping me at bay, that are keeping me in this place where I'm not a leader, where even though I'm ambitious and I'm high achieving and I know exactly that I want to create an incredible life, a magical life, a wealthy life, an exciting life, but I just know that what I'm currently doing, like, it's just not cutting it, but I don't know how to get out of it. We start at subconscious reprogramming and getting to the root. Like, what is your actual beliefs around success? What is your beliefs of having what you desire, around worthiness, around self-love, around relationships and money? We get to the root of that. We undo it. We unpick it. It gets really, really sticky. And this is what I encourage you to go away and do, is like something really practical, is look at the limiting beliefs that you currently have. Like, what pops up when you want to make more money in your business? What pops up when you're going on another date? What pops up when you are trying to go for that promotion at work? What pops up when you're trying to reach a health goal? These stickiness, these are the limiting beliefs that are keeping you exactly where you are. Number two of creating this leadership piece is the identity, right? And you can't program a new identity without programming the unconscious and what's happening subconsciously. So the leadership piece is like, you need to actually understand with yourself is like, what does a leader identity mean for me? What does that embodiment mean? Like becoming the it girl, stepping into a successful era of your life requires you to actually get crystal clear on what leadership. Like I said, you need to be able to lead your life with the vision that you desire. Most people, most high achieving women, most ambitious women, they will just forever have this big vision that will talk big about it. They'll have the vision board, they'll think about it, they'll journal about it, but they don't know how to lead that vision. I have a very specific framework. By the way, if you want a more in depth of this, I have a free exclusive podcast episode. It's not a public podcast. You have to go into the link in my bio, YouTube, show notes, TikTok. Thank you for the likes. Is in the link. It's a free exclusive podcast episode. I go through this in depth and I give you really practical steps. Let me read this. For so long, I was manifesting without working towards it. It's work, real work. Yeah, and that's the thing. When you are creating the life that you truly desire and you are stepping into this embodiment of leading your life, as this whole life is about, is like it's real work. Real work, I think a lot of people think real work is like reading a book, listening to 18 million podcast episodes a week, putting on a visualization meditation, going for a hot girl walk, and being very present in the hot girl. Like that's not the work. The work is, and this is why I share the 3 phases of my Wool Mastery Mastermind and why my clients, I will say this time and time again, my clients, they surpass me in results and goals. And I love to see it. Like it gives me goosebumps. Like they fully surpass me because they integrate these 3 phases really, really fast. And part of this, going back to the phase 2 of the identity and the specific framework that I have, is actually understanding what's the old versus the new versus the in-between identity. Is very, like a lot of my actual therapist friends, they actually use this. They've taken this training, this concept that I've created, and they use this with their clients. They use them for themselves because the power of phase 1, reprogramming your unconscious, phase 2 of the embodiment of the identity, and specifically for this life is like, what does the embodiment of becoming the leader of your life look like? Becoming the it girl isn't an aesthetic thing. People on social media make it look like an aesthetic thing, but it's actually not. It's an identity. It's an embodiment. It's being able to shift your state. And when you shift your state into the leadership and understanding what leading is, because most people are sheep. Most people don't ever lead their life. They like to think they're ambitious and they know a lot of personal development. That's cool, but like, how are you actually taking leadership? And then the third phase of the Wool Mastery Mastermind, of my entire framework of Wool Mastery, is being able to regulate to a brand new capacity. If you cannot acclimatize your body, your nervous system, your subconscious mind to a brand new capacity, you are going to bounce back to exactly the same patterns, the same behaviors. Like, have you ever changed yourself and 3 months later you realize you're repeating the same patterns? It's because you quite literally haven't stretched your capacity to be more. Thank you so much for the likes. Be more and to create more. One of my clients right now, she is currently working towards a promotion at work where she is going to have a big increase in her salary. And this is in a couple of months' time. So what I have said to her, and I quite literally said this to her today, and so I'm telling you, this is very fresh, is when you get your next pay slip, which I think she gets her next pay slip this week, when you get that, imagine it's already the new pay, right? Take away the tax, the new pay. So why should she do this, right? And a question that I get a lot, why would I do this, especially if I know I'm going to get this money? Like, I know it's inevitable, I know it's coming. It's not about changing to feel worthy or anything. It's about your capacity, because you can get a big influx of money at your job or in your business, but if you don't acclimatize your capacity and you're still feeling constricted, that even when you get it, you're going to be operating in the exact same way. And this is why people rev- revert back to what they've always doing. So I literally said to her, look at that pay. Imagine it's the brand new pay and think how that would be spent in your life. What is going towards savings? What is going towards fund money? What is going towards investment? Like blah, 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 whatever's happening in her life. And right now, start to get your body and your subconscious mind on board with that change. Yes, there's time when I got so much money I manifest and then it's gone. Okay, so this, right? This is all about not being able to be in the capacity. I was working, we had a mastermind call specifically about this, I think about 2 weeks ago, about why, because, okay, one of my mastermind clients, I'll tell you where this came from. She manifested more money, had more money at the end of the month. She is a career girly. And then all of a sudden she had to replace like her tires in her car, and then she got like a big hospital bill, like stuff came up, and so she technically just had the same amount of money, right? And I go into this in depth in the mastermind, but what I will say is that just says like your capacity within your nervous system and your subconscious mind is not ready to receive that. And why does this affect being the leader of your life? Because if you're not at capacity to bring in brand new and to be a new identity and to change, like design your lifestyle the way that you want to, that means you're just not leading. It means that somewhere subconsciously, and it's not about shame, it's not about self-judgment, it's never about that. It's just realizing somewhere internally you're not leading your life. You're not taking control of your life. So many people are like, I can't do it. This is just that's just the way I am. I used to say that in my 20s. I used to just have some patterns and be like, but this is just the way I am. That's an excuse. That's a cop out. It's all about being able to change that internal state and becoming the leader. And so if you're noticing things bouncing back and you find yourself in these patterns over and over and over and over again, it's about understanding what is your capacity to feel safe, right? And this is what I'm saying all of the time to my clients, and this is why it was like majority of the mastermind call we spoke about this, and like the practicality of how do we do that, the expansion versus constriction, something else to think about when it comes to nervous system. And so if we kind of like bring this all nicely back to like, how do I become the it girl? How do I become step into my successful girl era? It's all about how am I actually leading in each of these phases? Another good question. When you embody the pattern, how do you keep it going with falling back? When you embody the pattern, how do you keep it going without falling back? So do you mean when you embody the brand new pattern without, how do you, without going falling back? Okay, great question. When you are starting to embody a new version of you, and this is why the 3 phases of Wool Mastery, my framework, is so important, of subconscious reprogramming, identity shifting, nervous system regulation. It's about understanding, first of all, consciously aware, what is the pattern? And a lot of people will keep this in their head and be like, well, I do this and then I procrastinate and then it leads me to this and this. No, first of all, really practical step that a lot of people are just going to skip over because I think they don't need it, but you probably do. Write it down. And I quite like, literally like to get very visual about my patterns. It's like, where does it start? Arrow. What's the next thing? Then what's the effect of that? And then how am I feeling about this? Get very visual with your patterns. When you are visual and when you pinpoint, it's a lot easier for you if you start to fall back into that pattern, to actually be like, come back, like keep it into, yeah, like I give this to my mastermind girls, like go away and do this. It's like, even if you have a separate journal or a notebook of like your patterns, your beliefs, because then you can like visually, like I'm a very visual person, so I always work in visuals for my concepts and my frameworks, but like you can quite literally go back and be like, this is a pattern. The first thing is like always becoming consciously aware of it, because a lot of people go, yeah, I know I procrastinate. Okay, but like what's like, how did it start? What does it look like? What does it make you feel? Like is it scrolling, or does it actually start with binge eating from the cupboard? Or does it actually start with like it gets to 2 p.m. and you sit on the couch? Like get so specific, because everyone's different. And when we are be able, like I always speak about 2 different awarenesses. There's self-awareness and then there's conscious awareness. I always encourage my clients to go into the conscious awareness piece, because when you're consciously aware of your patterns, like with exercises like this, you are becoming the leader of your life. You're leading. And this is what the mastermind is all about. Is like, I want to up level, I want to upgrade across all boards of area of my life. I want to do better. I know I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my soul that I'm made for this amazing, incredible life. But like, how am I leading that? How am I leading my vision? And so, like I said, like if this is resonating, for anyone listening, whether it's on live, whether it's on the replay, the mastermind is the place to be. The waitlist is open for quarter 2. Like, I just love it. I get so excited speaking about it because it's just like I said, my clients surpass my results by far in every aspect. And it's incredible to watch. Like, all of the details are in the show notes in the link in bio. And it's just such a beautiful base of a beautiful blend of group coaching masterminding, which is, by the way, just a little for everyone. Masterminding and group coaching are completely different things, but it's a beautiful blend of those, but also the one-on-one. It was really important to me to welcome on women, and this is why it's an application process, to have the one-on-one time with them, to really work individually on how we're going to create a difference in their life and their vision. So all of the details are show notes link below, but to kind of like wrap up this live is like understanding to become the leader of your life, to become the it girl, to live in your successful era. It's all about like these 3 phases, and how am I taking charge of them? How am I leading them? Stop like just going with the flow. One day I'm going to join your mastermind. Oh my God, I can't wait for that day. It's going to be a great day. Like, the women in there, and I feel like from your questions, and I know you've come onto my lives before, and I love your questions. You will love the women in the mastermind. You will love you are very like-minded with the women in the mastermind. So that's so exciting. And of course, like if you have any questions for me, our best place, like DM me on Instagram and we can always chat. I can send you a couple of free resources as well to like get you on your journey there, but that's super exciting. And thank you so much for the likes. And yeah, I think it's like so important to just always look at like, where am I doing myself a disservice by not leading my life, by not doing the things I need to get to where I want to be? Like, life is too short to just keep going on autopilot. That's what I was saying, is like there's such thing as good autopilot, where it's nothing's like bad, nothing's like drastically happening, but we're just on autopilot. We're doing the same shit. We're just content. We're just going with the flow. The women I work with, they're like I said, they're savages with what they want. They know they're like ambitious. Just, this is why I use the word savage. Like, ambitious just isn't a big enough strong word. Like, they go after for what they want. And the reason they come into the mastermind and my one-on-one coaching is like, okay, they want to minimize the gap between like thinking about it and the overthinking, because we're all overthinkers here, right? But I'm going to leave this live here. I hope that you've enjoyed. Thank you so much for the questions over on TikTok. I really appreciate it. And like I said, any questions about the mastermind? Would you say that it gets easier once you have the business set up? Oh, that's a big question. I don't think anything gets easier. I think it's all subjective. I think what starts to happen is, I think the best thing, my mind's going different places. The best thing that I ever did was just take the leap of faith and fail fast and quickly to get feedback. Failure equals feedback. But the quicker that you can fail, whatever, like quick could be within a day or quick could be within 6 months, it fails. But the quicker you do that is the quicker, I say this to my masterminders, you can minimize the gap about wondering and thinking and umming and ahhing. And two of my masterminders, they're in the stages of beginning a business. And so like this conversation is very, very fresh. By the way, it's for any high achieving woman, business, no career, like whatever it is. And I say to them, the quicker you fail, the quicker you can actually get the feedback and go to the next thing. And that is probably something that I could have done quicker, like better at the start of my business journey, is like, how can I fail a lot faster? And people don't look at it like that. People think, how can I succeed quick? And instead it's like, let's look at the long term. Like the way that I coach and mentor is all about the sustainability. It's quick wins are cool, But like, don't we want to have the win overall long term and sustain that? And that's what I really look at. And so that's what I say is like, fail, fail very quickly, get the feedback from that, and minimize the gap between where you are to the next step. That's a great way to look at it. Thank you so much. Love your hair, by the way. Oh, thank you so much. It's washed and a little bit curled, but thank you. I really appreciate that. I am going to go now. Thank you for everyone that's joined here on YouTube. Thank you for the incredible questions, as always, on my TikTok live. Any questions whatsoever, you can obviously see everyone. I love to chat. So slide into my DMs on Instagram and we can have a chat about what's happening, what's coming up. And I will speak to you all soon. Goodbye, YouTube, and goodbye, TikTok.